to the fourth quarter. Eric Freed, Christy Thomas-Scuddy back with you. I should rephrase that. One of the greatest players in Tulane history, Christy Thomas-Scuddy, is with us. I mean, Christy, 1,000.
You only looked at one column.
1,331 career points. And oh, hang on, let me get out of your shot here. Which way should I go? Because I don't want to take anything away or distract from this amazing photo that we're looking at right here. Christy Thomas-Scuddy, look at that action shot. We went black and white just for style. We couldn't find any highlights because the newsreels were on film and we didn't get them transferred digitally in time. Should I go on?
No, we're good. That would have been VHS, to say the least. But yes, and there were color photos to the young kids out there when I played.
I can't believe you took me out of the shot there just to put up that shot of you in your action shot. 1992 to 1996. First all-time in three-pointers made. How do you get to be first all-time in three-pointers made? You jack 778 threes in your playing career. That's what you do.
Well, you noticed I was nowhere near that top of the assist list like Ashley Langford was because I was jacking threes.
I did look at the assist list, and I stopped scrolling after a few times because I'm like, oh, Christy Thomas-Scuddy, you pass it to her, you're not getting it back.
I was a screener. We'll leave it at that.
Ooh, Keenan steps up and gets the steal. Can she get the finish? No, good recovery in the block. Missouri's defense has been the difference here in the second half.
I go back to what Robin Pinson has said. She believes this team is so much better defensively than the team she's had in the past.
Slaughter will go to the free throw line. Well, during her 15 years at Missouri, we've been accustomed to seeing the motion offense, a lot of threes. Haven't been known necessarily for what they do defensively, and they're changing things a little bit offensively, it sounds like, too, according to Robin. Right, Christy?
Absolutely. They're doing a lot more dribble drive because she said just with it fits the personality, the skill set of this group. And I think with that, it puts a lot of pressure on, say, a Nia Wilson, on a Avery Kroenke, your 2 point guards, because it is about being able to create and then making that read, pulling the defense and setting up your teammates.
Mizzou by 3 after Slaughter makes them both. 12 points for Slaughter, 10 for Randall, 10 for Galakalandi.
Good movement by Tulane now. I'd like to see them get back some of the sets.
Pittman. And was faking being foul called because Missouri got a warning on that earlier. And when it happens the second time, it doesn't have to be the same player. It could be a team member does it. It's a team technical. I think that's the call, yes. So it'll be a trip to the free throw line here for Tulane.
And that is a point of emphasis this year, to enforce the rules as written. Last year, this time, we didn't see many of these calls being made. So you're seeing this already by the officials. Kroenke trying to draw the foul.
So that's big, and that's a great point as we get back to play in women's college basketball. You and I may say flopping. It's really, they say faking being fouled. And it's important to note that it was called in the first half, but it's just a warning the first time it happens. But then if it happens again, no matter which player does it, if you're on the same team, it's a technical and 2 free throws. Tulane is now in front thanks to that technical. That was a good trip down the court for Tulane.
And to fans out there, it's a matter of player safety. When you fall to the ground like that, that's when players get hurt. Sharice Pittman needs to get a touch there. I would have loved to see that entry pass. She doesn't need it on the block. get her the ball and let her create.
She's trying to post up Linthicum. Shot clock at 5. Keenan in trouble. Whittington, step back 3 on the way is no good. It didn't catch the iron, though. It'll be a shot clock violation.
That's the 3rd shot clock violation this half on Tulane.
Slaughter steps through for 2. Missouri back in front. Pittman gets the touch on the perimeter. See what she can do off the dribble. She can do quite a lot. Count it, and 1.
Well, the offensive execution starting to pick up here late. Set play by Mizzou. Little rub screen to get Slaughter going to her left. This little look off, which allows her to get all the way to the rim. And now you can tell Tulane likes this matchup. Pittman versus Kroenke. She just puts her head down and gets to the rim.
4 personals on Kroenke. Ashley Langford told us that Sharice Pittman is arguably their best player, and you can see why. She played for Langford at Stony Brook, 2nd team All-CAA both seasons. She can play. She's got 17 tonight.
Well, she's a
18
matchup
rather.
issue. You know, you saw Robin Pinchton put Kroenke on her, thought the guard with a little bit more size, but Pittman just got the speed advantage, so she went by her. So I'm eager to see now who matches up with her.
Pressure in the backcourt. Kroenke's still out there with the 4 fouls and a turnover for Tulane. 22 turns for the Green Wave.
Well, Whittington trying to bring the ball up because we've talked about the struggles of the young point guards for Tulane. And I do like that adjustment. I think right now for Tulane, don't get sped up. You can score in the half court, just execute.
Slaughter, Pittman, the matchup right now, and Slaughter takes it over Pittman for 2.
Tulane's got to try to force Slaughter to her right because she is so good at going left and finishing.
16 points to lead the Tigers in scoring, 6 of 10 from the field. And foul called on Tulane, illegal screen, I believe.
And that's unfortunate because Tulane had the advantage. You had Keenan being able to get downhill, but just Hannah jumped out. And here's just that drop pass to the elbow again, a little fake hesitation, and Slaughter's just getting to the rim and finishing.
Slaughter scored a team-high 16 in the opener at Vermont, a team-high 15 in the win against Southern. She's got a team-high 16 and counting for the Tigers tonight. 19 points for Grace Slaughter.
I expected Slaughter to come out. Her 5 points against Norfolk State was a career low, not a season low, a career low. And so it's nice to see the sophomore respond in such a positive way.
A little aggressive defensively, and the foul is called on Randall. Two personals now on Lania Randall. 3 team fouls on Mizzou. 6 minutes to go in the 4th. Sneed. Hannah. 3 on the shot clock. Sneed launches. Short on the 3. Rebound. Fought for. Tie up. And possession arrow will give it to Mizzou.
Robin Pinchton saying to us today that Hannah Linthicum does so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet. She says she just plays so hard, her energy. She gets deflections, and that time just times that rebound and prevents Tulane from getting that O board. Tulane going to a zone for the first time.
Chokefist on the floor for Missouri. Here's Kroenke. Randall trying to spin inside, and one.
Randall, undersized, gets the ball at the high post and attacks the middle of the zone and draws the foul. You see the passion that Lania Randall plays with now. 2 big buckets in this half, both times trying to fire up her teammates.
Can't finish the three-point play, but an offensive rebound for Kroenke. Second chance for Mizzou, closing in on 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They have outscored Tulane 25-13 in the second half. Linthicum rolls to the basket. Good job by Pittman on the defense, and Linthicum touched it last. That'll get us to immediate timeout. 4:53 to go in the fourth quarter. Mizzou on their home floor on top by 5. In the SEC this coming season, there'll be some sophomores to keep an eye on. Maddie Booker coming into the league now, standout for Texas. And Grace Slaughter, who is going to be a key to Missouri's success this season. She's been a key to their success tonight for the Tigers.
I think the other players on that graphic get a lot more attention than Grace Slaughter, but tonight's case in point of why this young lady is so special. She can do it from deep. She knows where to be to present herself. She does it off the bounce, and she loves that left hand. When she gets downhill, going to her left, back-to-back plays where she gets the ball on the right elbow and drives left and finishes off the glass.
Slaughter 19 points, 7 of 11 from the floor in 32 minutes to lead Mizzou in scoring. Tulane ice cold this half, 19% from the field. They were up at the half by 7. They're down by 5, and a battle across half court, and a foul is going to be called on Missouri. Robin Pynchon is like, that's a loose ball. How is it a Missouri foul? No one had the advantage. Did Randall go after it a little too aggressively is the question probably to be answered right now.
Well, I saw the official saying she went across her body, which is just tough. You teach your players to be aggressive, go for the loose balls. Just unfortunate there for Randall.
That's 3 on Randall. Well, once again, Missouri extending the defense. This has paid off for them. They have turned Tulane over 23 times. Sneed for Keenan.
They missed Pittman coming off that back screen.
Mabry has it knocked away. She's trapped in the corner. Got rid of it quickly to Keenan. 9 on the shot clock. Good feed, but unable to finish, and Missouri's got the rebound. Tigers are a +8 in rebounding margin this half. They were -10 at halftime. So they've closed the gap in that category. As a result, they're on top by 5 with possession with under 4 to go. Slaughter with 4 seconds. Missouri is going to have to do something quickly. Controlled by Mabry. Sneed. Scoring drought continuing for Tulane, closing in on 4 minutes. They've had a couple of droughts this half. Three-pointer is no good. 1 and done for Tulane. Defensive rebound for Missouri. Tigers on the push aggressively. Linthicum will go to the free throw line. How about the aggressiveness by Chokefist pushing it up the court?
Eric, it started on the defensive end. She played off her player and sat on Pittman, so there wasn't an entry pass to her on either side of the floor, and then she just gets the rebound and pushes pace. I love her intensity when she comes in. This young lady makes things happen for Mizzou.
First season with Mizzou, transferring in from Presbyterian. Every Saturday, Marty and McGee and SEC Nation get you ready for football with SEC game previews, latest news from around the conference. They'll be at Sanford Stadium in Athens. Big one coming up, 7:30 Eastern on ABC Saturday night, Tennessee and Georgia. So Marty and McGee get things started at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's followed by a 2-hour SEC Nation. Both shows are on the SEC Network and the ESPN app.
I'm an avid fan of both those shows every Saturday. I will be happy.
Because they talk about Alabama a lot, is that why?
They talk about SEC football a lot.
Avery lost the handle. Galakalani knocked it away. And Missouri forces another turnover, and then they gave it back. But only for the moment. Officials are going to stop play. They're going to confirm that the shot clock should have been reset. Shrek comes in. So they got the shot clock right. Inside of 3 minutes to go. Mizzou with a 6-point lead. Kroenke. Slaughter, deep three. Got it! A career high 22 points for Grace Slaughter tonight. And Mizzou's on top by 9.
Ashley Langford said to us yesterday, we have to be better in communication. We have to have direct talk to be on the same page. And this will be a clip that they show in film where they're not communicating clearly. Great execution by Mizzou. Slaughter reads it, great pass. She's set, she's hot. And there's another 3 for Grace Slaughter.
8 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 4 from outside the 3-point line. And Missouri is on top by 9. An 11-0 run for the Tigers.
If I'm Tulane here, Sharice Pittman needs a touch in the half court. I don't care where you get her the ball because she's shown she can create and she can score, but she needs to get a touch here.
Sneed will bring it up against Kroenke. 2.5 minutes to play. Getting a hand on it was Randall. And another turnover forced by Mizzou. Kroenke got possession and she called a timeout. Heads up play by the sophomore who missed last season with an injury. And Missouri will take a timeout with 2:21 to go. Now for Tulane, you just look at the turnovers, Christy. They had 26 against Nichols, lost the opener by 2. They have 25 tonight at Missouri.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just see Kendall Sneed's just trying to run the play that's been called instead of reading the defense. And Missouri's been very fortuitous of shooting the gaps, getting deflections. But the game to this point is the 25 turnovers by Tulane that Mizzou's been able to convert into 24 points.
And the game within the game as well. Missouri's been much better on the glass in the second half compared to where they were in the first half. And now they're determined to deny Pittman, who's been the best player for Tulane. 18 points for her. Can they continue to dial up the defense? A Tulane team that scored only 13 points since halftime when they led by 7.
Well, right now it's going to have to start with their defense. They need a stop.
Shrek, deep 2. No. Randall kept it alive, but it's controlled by Sneed. Inside of 2 minutes to go. And a timeout being called by Tulane. Randall was making life very difficult for Kendall Sneed in the backcourt.
Well, Ashley Langford gets the assist on this one because she could tell Sneed's just a little frustrated. She's looking to draw a foul versus having her head up. Head coach calls a timeout for Tulane.
Nine-point lead for Mizzou inside of 2 minutes to play.
And there's time for Tulane. They just can't work a full shot clock anymore. They need to look to score quick. I'd love to see Pittman get the ball, maybe at the elbow, have good spacing and let her get downhill, try to get a quick 2. Then Tulane needs to extend into some full court pressure. They've got to try to force some turnovers. This is where Tulane was not good against Nichols, this end-of-game execution. Have they improved now coming into game 2?
One thing they've been unable to do is slow down Grace Slaughter, who's gone for a career-high 22 points tonight.
We said from the beginning that Grace Slaughter needed to get going early. She was okay early, but she's been on fire as of late. She's done it from deep. She's done it off the bounce. And hey, Scouting Report has always known this. She is so good going left, and you can know it, but no one has been able to stop it here yet this evening.
Slaughter with the 22, 8 of 12 shooting, 3 threes tonight. Missouri has outscored Tulane here in this fourth quarter, 15-7. Now remember, their last game when they lost at home to Norfolk State on Sunday by 3, they outscored Mizzou 6-1 in the final 5 minutes. Mizzou was 0 for their last 5, so it was a Mizzou team that struggled down the stretch in their last game. Can they close it out here against Tulane? They have a comfortable lead, up by 9, less than 2 to go. Galakaladny with the rebound. Once again, getting it done on the defensive glass. Remember all those offensive rebounds that Tulane was piling up in the first half? Well, that's been held in check in the second half by Missouri, getting it done on the defensive glass.
Absolutely. And I've got to get hats off to Avery Cronkite. She has done a good job of playing with pace here this second half, setting up her teammates, getting the team into the half-court sets, and obviously then getting it to Grace Slaughter.
Slaughter with 1 on the turnaround. That's short. It's going to be a shot clock violation with 65 seconds left. So Tulane will have it. We talked about the team that kept it under 20 turnovers would probably win this game. Mizzou's at 18 right now with 1:05 to go.
Snead needs to go. Tulane needs to play with more pace than they are right now.
Pittman's going to make it happen. Turning, leaning, scoring. 20 points for Sharice Pittman.
Tulane needs to foul here. Too much time is going off the clock.
Randall. Tulane not fouling right now. And now with 15 on the shot clock, they'll continue to play it out. Slaughter to Randall, 7 on the shot clock. Randall couldn't get it, offensive rebound. No from Galakaladny. The fight for it, and it was tipped. And it'll be Missouri basketball. It appears they get a timeout with 25.1 to go.
And that's where Galakaladny needs to pull that ball out, because right now all Missouri needs to do is work this clock. And I think that's why Robin Pinchton called that timeout. Randall with a little dribble screen, can't make it go down. And this is where I would have loved to see Galakaladny just pull it out. They don't need the 2 points here.
She grabbed it before it went out of play, and a timeout was called by Missouri with 25.1 to go. Back to the rebounding numbers, Christy. In the first half, Tulane had 10 offensive rebounds. They have 2 offensive rebounds in the second half. In the first half, Missouri had 5 offensive rebounds. They have 8 in the second half. They just had a second chance opportunity here to get possession and try to get a step closer to picking up win number 2 on the season. 1 timeout remaining if they can't get it in, and they'll use that final timeout.
Well, Eric, to go back to what you were saying as far as the numbers, I go back to what Robin Pinchton said to us earlier today, and that's like she likes the pieces of her team. And I think that's what we've seen. She found the lineup here late third into this fourth quarter that worked well together, and you saw the defense got better. You saw the rebounding got better. The offensive execution was so much better down the stretch.
Christy, as a head coach, as you take a look at what's ahead in non-conference play for Mizzou, how hard is it in November and into December before you get into conference play to try to make those pieces fit together? I know every team is different. Maybe you have a veteran group coming back and there's less you have to do to get them up to speed, but this is a new world. You've got these transfers coming in. You're still trying to blend freshmen in. As we've talked about, players coming back from injury, how challenging is it to get that jigsaw puzzle to look just right?
Beyond, because what the one piece that you want to make everything easier is that point guard. Well, both these teams have new point guards. We see it in Tulane with the 2 freshmen, but when you're looking at Mizzou, you've got a redshirt freshman in Cronk. You've got a transfer in Wilson, and so all this takes time. I know there was a lot of Mizzou fans who were like, what in the world, we're 1-2. But listen, those 2 losses are to 2 most likely NCAA teams, and you're also talking about 2 of the best defensive teams in terms of points allowed from a year ago. Number 2 in Vermont, number 3 in Norfolk State. Those kind of games are only going to make Mizzou better as they try to get ready for SEC play.
Mizzou gets it in. It looks like Tulane's just going to play it out here. Not fouling. And now a foul is given. But a lot of time came off the clock, down to 16 seconds now in a 7-point game.
I go back to the trip before last when Tulane should have been fouling so much sooner to try to extend this game.
Mabry gets called for her 4th personal, and Missouri's in the bonus. So to the line goes Ashton Judd. One thing I would have thought of too is Missouri hasn't proven they're an excellent free throw shooting team this year as of yet, and in this game they are now 9 for 15. Tulane takes a timeout. They'll advance it into the front court, down by 8 with 16.2 to go. So Missouri trying to close in on victory number 2 on the season, and we showed you their schedule coming up and down the line for Mizzou after they take on the Leathernecks. You knew that was Western Illinois' nickname, by the way. Of course you did. Their SEC opener comes up before you know it against South Carolina on January 2nd. I know we've called a couple of memorable South Carolina-Mizzou games from back in the day, but we're getting closer and closer to the holidays, and that's when things kind of accelerate, and you're trying to find out what you have to get you ready for SEC play.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the one thing I took away from speaking with Robin today was that she knows there's a lot more season to go, and she knows that this was a difficult schedule, but she said it's fool's gold when you don't schedule hard. And so she was pleased with the growth of her team and what they're showing. She's got to be extremely pleased with what she's seen from her team here in the second half.
Turnover number 26 for Tulane should put a bow on this one. Missouri brings it to the front court. Slaughter, no need to shoot. And the Missouri Tigers, who are down by 7 at halftime, win it by 8 at Mizzou Arena. How about the career high night for Grace Slaughter, the sophomore, bouncing back after an off night for her against Norfolk State. She leads the team in scoring for a 3rd time in 4 games this season.
And she did it in a full array of her offensive skill set. She did it from 3. She did it off the bounce. She had a couple of jumpers, and she was just solid. And credit to the rest of the team for getting their screen set and getting her the ball down the stretch.
So Missouri on their home floor picks up win number 2 on the season. Grace Slaughter leading the way with 22 points, a career high, and Missouri outscored Tulane 12-2 down the stretch to win it 60-52 the final. For Christy Tomascotti and our crew, I'm Eric Freed. Thanks for being with us. SEC Now is coming up.